Glad you knew it. So we don't have a. Does that look okay? Oh, what did they say about the foot on the tripod? So I don't know if we're shooting a band first or shooting. Who is that? Oh, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna TV this thing? Oh man, you got it really. So sad. 70 now? Yeah, 99. Sarah bought me my glasses so I can see. Sarah saved the day. Well, that's debatable. I can still come out of focus now and again. Come on.
Welcome to the Book Center for the Performing Arts. Please take a moment to locate your nearest emergency exit. Exits are located in the front, in the rear, and on the sides of the auditorium. Thank you. Please stand if you are able. Today's processional begins with the candidates for the doctoral degree, accompanied by their academic advisors. stage party is being led by Clemson University Marshal, Dr. David Blakesley.
Stand by.
I am delighted to welcome all of you to our August 2023 doctoral hooding ceremony, including the many students, family, and friends who are watching the live stream of today's events. We're so glad that you can join us for this special celebration. Sorry about that. Okay. I'll start over. Please stand, if you are able, for our national anthem performed by Ansley Hollingsworth, Senior in Performing Arts.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. I hereby open Clemson University's doctoral hooding ceremony. I now invite Dr. John Lopes, Associate Provost and Dean of the Graduate School, to the podium.
Thank you, Dr. Blakesley. Good afternoon. Our first speaker is one of the students who's graduating with us this afternoon. We're always looking for ways to put our students at the center of everything we do, so each semester we oversee a process in which a group of graduate students and postdoc scholars select a graduating doctoral student to address their fellow graduates. Today I'm honored to introduce soon-to-be Dr. Julia Nixon from the Animal and Veterinary Science Program in the College of Agriculture, Forestry, and Life Sciences.
I stand here elated, humbled, and conflicted. Because at this very moment, I am in the sight of the many who have championed my cause. Yet I belong to a fraternity of so very few. There are far too many people to count that have supported me on this journey, and yet the PhD pantheon that I have now gained membership to is yet a familiar place. Because I learned that only 7% of the PhDs in the world are held by someone who looks like me. And only 3% of STEM PhDs are held by those who identify like me as well. I am elated, not because I have set a bar for others, but because I have made a destination more reachable. I am humbled, not because of the honor, but because of those who have proved to me that I could when I began to feel as though I could not. And I am conflicted, not because I am confused, but because I feel both the released weight of the doctoral process and a new weight of my responsibility with this great achievement. I do think of my career moving forward, and I do think of updating my LinkedIn profile. I do think of the future opportunities, and I do think of the conversations that I will have with my toddler when she hears people call me doctor. But I also think of the little boys and girls of color that will now see a future of hope in me. I was once told, you know, when you get that degree, don't become too important. But this degree is not only about me. I am now a reflection of the George Washington Carvers, the Percy Julians, the Victor Glovers, the Dr. Curtis Whites, the Dr. Drew Lanhams, the Dr. Oliver Myers, the Dr. William McCoys, the Dr. Harrison Pinckneys, the Dr. Carlisle Brewsters, the Dr. Constancio Nakumas, the Dr. Juan Gilberts, the Dr. Harold Cheathams, and my list goes on and on and on. What I speak of is not to be mistaken as random rhetoric or a brief break in boredom during this grand event. What I speak of is not hot air or space to be filled because no one could find something else to say. What I speak of is the greater purpose of our degrees. What I speak of is your personal responsibility to this degree and your personal responsibility to others. Let me explain. First, you have a personal responsibility to this degree. It is being presented to you with a degree of power and authority, and with those two tools, you can now adjust the equity within the world. We have spent years of our lives generating data, studying samples, formulating conclusions, surviving irritating lab partners, pleasing professors, and consuming far too much caffeine. Yet our personal responsibility to this degree may not have been expressed in our classes, laboratories, committee meetings, or seminars. Our personal responsibility to this degree is to shift, reshape, and reestablish the equity within this world through the knowledge we possess and the knowledge that we produce. Second, you have a personal responsibility to others. Let's not mince words here. Every last one of us has been influenced by our community of origin. I split my childhood between Atlanta, Georgia, and Sumter, South Carolina. It made me into an interesting character. I like sweet tea. I love the smell of fresh turned soil. I have a weak spot for soul food. I like bass in my music. I like grits for breakfast. I spell outcast with a K. Some of y'all will get that on the way out. Uno is a family sport. I judge all pound cakes by my mom's, and I am a Southern gentleman to a fault. I recognize that where I am from has influenced who I am, but I have come into a new realm of consciousness that recognizes that who I am to become will be reflected by whom I empower. Let me say that again. I recognize that where I am from has influenced who I am, but I have come into a new realm of consciousness that recognizes that who I am to become will be reflected in whom I empower. Now, don't get it twisted. I'll be looking at my paycheck on August 15th for an increase. My wife will be expecting a vacation to somewhere I can't pronounce. And my daughter will be expecting a new swing set in the backyard. Our lives that we have been separated from for so long are waiting for us outside these doors. And so is the destination of your doctoral degree. So today, own it, cherish it, embrace it, and gird yourself with it. Because today it has claimed you. So go forth and claim it. Go Tigers.
Thank you, Julian, for sharing your experiences, thoughts, and wisdom. You are a fantastic ambassador for Clemson University. Let's give him another round of applause. I want to take this time to thank all of the student nominees who obviously took great care in writing their entries as well. I would have been proud to have any one of them up here today. And now I'm happy to introduce Dr. Natasha Kroom, Associate Dean of the Graduate School, who will recognize our award winner this afternoon.
Good afternoon. It is my pleasure and an honor to recognize faculty and staff who work with and on behalf of graduate students and their colleagues to enhance and elevate graduate education experiences each and every day. The Distinguished Graduate Student Support Staff Award is presented to one staff member to recognize and celebrate their excellence in supporting graduate student success. Pages are sticky. This year's recipient is Tanya Stewart, Director of Recruitment and Inclusion in the College of Engineering, Computing, and Applied Sciences. One of the department chairs shared in their nomination letter, quote, "The bridge to doctorate scholars go to Tanya first with their concerns because she has established a relationship of trust and caring with each of them. She has been able to solve issues ranging from courses, childcare support, income taxes, and more. She has their backs and will go to the mat for them." A current doctoral student wrote, quote, "After moving to Clemson, Tanya and I shared lunches throughout the summer, really getting to know each other. It was then that I knew she was more than a recruiter. Throughout the academic year, she has been my greatest supporter and confidant, and I often visit her office when I need to cry, be angry, or just chat over tea. Because of Tanya, I felt strong enough to join student organizations like the Black Graduate Student Association as an executive board member, and thanks to Tanya, I know what it feels like to be part of this family. Thanks to Tanya, I have somewhere to call home, and I wouldn't be here at Clemson without her. I wouldn't be as confident without her, and I wouldn't be able to pour into our communities and give back to others the love and support that she's given me. And without Tanya, I wouldn't be a Clemson Tiger. I owe it all to her and can think of no one better to earn this award," end quote. So thank you, Tanya, for all that you do, and congratulations.
Let me now introduce our stage party. As I read each of your names, I ask that you stand and remain standing so that we can acknowledge you. I ask the audience to hold their applause until I introduce everyone. First, I am delighted to introduce members of the Board of Trustees, Ms. Kim Wilkerson, Board Chair, Dr. Lewis Lynn, and Dr. J.J. Britton, Trustee Emeritus. Please help me thank them for their leadership. We also have with us executive officers, deans, and special guests. As I read each of your names, please stand and remain standing so that we can acknowledge you. And again, I ask the audience to please hold their applause until I introduce everyone. Dr. James P. Clemens, President. Dr. Bob Jones, Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs and Provost. Dr. Chris Miller, Vice President for Student Affairs and Dean of Students. Dr. Keith Belli, Dean of the College of Agriculture, Forestry, and Life Sciences. Dr. Michael Lemieux, Associate Dean in the College of Architecture, Arts, and Humanities. Dr. Leslie Hosfeld, Dean of the College of Behavioral, Social, and Health Sciences. Dr. Jennifer Siemens, Associate Dean in the Wilbur O. and Ann Powers College of Business. Dr. C.C. Bates, Interim Associate Dean in the College of Education. Dr. Melissa Smith, Associate Dean in the College of Engineering, Computing, and Applied Sciences. Dr. Steve Krager, Associate Dean in the College of Science. Dr. Ariel Turner, Associate Dean of Libraries. Dr. Natasha Kroom, Associate Dean for Academic and Student Affairs in the Graduate School. Dr. Marika Van Pembroek, Associate Dean for Professional Development in the Graduate School. Dr. Brian Dominy, Associate Dean for Academic Policy and Program Effectiveness in the Graduate School. Dr. Bill Farrell, Associate Dean for Curriculum and Academic Integrity in the Graduate School. Dr. Amy Lautenrau, Senior Associate Provost for Faculty and Academic Affairs. Dr. Kimberly Poole, Assistant Vice President and Senior Associate Dean of Students. Dr. David Blakesley, Faculty Senate President. Ms. Melinda Fisher, Immediate Past President of the Staff Senate. And Mr. Robert Barkley, Director of Admissions Emeritus. Please join me in thanking them for their service and leadership. I'm delighted to welcome all of you to our August 2023 doctoral hooding ceremony, including the many students, family, and friends who are watching the live stream of today's event. We're so glad that you could join us for this very special celebration. And I ask you, isn't it wonderful that we get to be here today in this beautiful building to celebrate the amazing accomplishments of our graduates? This ceremony highlights the critical role of faculty, especially faculty mentors, each of whom spent countless hours working to help you get here today. Without them, none of us would be here today. Please help me to thank them for their excellent and tireless work. So one of the best aspects of working at a university is that we get to be a part of some of the happiest, most important days of your lives, including graduations. It's such a special event because we all know the immense amount of intense work you had to put in to get here today. We know how truly rare it is to earn a doctoral degree. So in a moment like this, it's natural for faculty to reflect on their own graduate experience. Now, even though I worked on my PhD in an earlier millennium, I can remember preparing to TA a laboratory course, staying up all night studying for an exam, or preparing a presentation for a national meeting, and of course, defending my dissertation. I imagine that I must have felt pretty nervous going into my defense. But what I actually remember is the feeling, the sense of accomplishment and calling my family and friends. I also remember going out to dinner to celebrate with my wife, and for once, not worrying about how much it would cost. So along these lines, several weeks back, we shared with you what I like to call the other dean's list. This is what we do when we become deans. We can create our own dean's list. And in my case, it's my top 25 favorite restaurants in the area. So maybe your family and your friends can treat you tonight from one of those places. My dissertation work and most of my professional career took place in a laboratory setting, as I'm a geneticist. But we all know that a doctoral degree is about being a professional learner. And lately, I've been working a little bit outside my comfort zone. I've been focused on the history of graduate education at Clemson. So I've been looking through the archives of old graduate programs, graduate catalogs, and even minutes from the Board of Trustees meetings. And I've learned a lot. So for example, the very first graduate degree was awarded in 1924. So you're all invited back next year to help us celebrate 100 years of graduate degrees at Clemson. Today, as you walk across this stage, you'll receive a commemorative pin. This pin features a Clemson logo that was in use in 1955. That was the first year that the doctorate degree program was established at Clemson University. So in the process of developing this pin, I took a look at the graduate catalog from 1955. I wanted to learn what it was like for our first doctoral students. And I discovered that in 1955, a doctoral student had to have a reading knowledge of both French and German. Show of hands, how many of you have a reading knowledge of French and German? Yeah, that's what I thought. So I did confirm that this was no longer a requirement. I felt the need to check, otherwise today could have been a pretty awkward moment. I've also been thinking a lot about the different experiences doctoral students have and how they will affect you moving forward. There's obviously the coursework and the professional development activities. Very importantly, there is the work that you did that is represented in your dissertation. Now, it is true that we get immersed in the research, scholarship, and creative activities that take up our lives 24/7 for years at a time. It is that singular focus that makes doctoral work truly unique and special. There's also the network of colleagues and friends you established at Clemson, and that network will continue to grow. Most importantly, there's the very special community of Clemson scholars that you joined today. There are now more than 6,000 Clemson doctoral graduates. This academic year is the largest doctoral class in Clemson history. So you're now a member of an impressive community that came to Clemson from every state and territory in the U.S. and dozens of countries throughout the world. Being part of this community comes with a big responsibility to contribute to the reputation of this special institution that has painstakingly nurtured your professional growth. While it's true that every student's experience is unique, your story is made especially unique by the interesting challenges that you faced. Now, I don't know how your thoughts on the hurdles that you were presented with as you completed your degrees, but here's one perspective that may be helpful. There's a book called The Geography of Genius. It explores the features of transformational periods in the history of civilization, like the Renaissance and Silicon Valley. And the book attempts to identify commonalities in historic periods that are separated really by very long periods of time. These periods were characterized by 3 Ds. Disorder, they were very unorganized and chaotic times. Discernment, the ability to distinguish between good ideas and bad ones. And diversity of thought, openness to different ideas. A lot of these periods were also preceded by a catastrophe like a plague. Does this sound familiar? So 200 years from now, history may very well describe this time as a transformational period. And you're perfectly positioned to have an impact on what happens next. So I ask you, how do you want to be remembered? You need to ask yourself, what can I do to make our world a better place? You've been equipped with all the tools needed to truly make an impact. How to learn, how to create knowledge, how to innovate, and how to lead others through the example of service. Most importantly, you leave here today knowing the commitment it takes to live up to the highest standard of excellence we have demanded of you throughout your time at Clemson. Whatever your path moving forward, we're 100% confident that you will do great things. Wherever you go, we ask that you remember that your journey took you through Clemson University. We will remember you. Please stay in touch, because we look forward to hearing about your future successes. My heartfelt congratulations. Go Tigers. So it's now my great pleasure to again introduce our Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs and Provost at Clemson University, super nice guy, hardest working person you'll ever meet, Dr. Robert H. Jones.
Thank you, Dr. Lopes. I am exceedingly pleased to be here at this special event with you. I'm going to start off by covering a few housekeeping items. Graduates are going to be hooded by their major advisors and a dean of the college or associate dean of their college. Each graduate will come up the stage and then stand as the doctoral hood is placed over their shoulders. There is a spot marked on the floor right there, the two little footprints. Look for them when you're coming up, and that's where the graduate will stand to be hooded, and we want you to do that so we get a good picture of you. Then the graduates will cross the stage to receive congratulations and a commemorative pin from President Clemens. Now, second thing I'd like to do is share some perspectives on an important figure in the lives of our graduate students, their major advisors. For doctoral students, the major advisor is an accomplished faculty member of great importance. Together, the advisor and the student spend many hours creating new knowledge and sharing it with the academic community and the public. And as you can imagine, their relationship is strong. It's the core of the student's doctoral education, and it's often the student's most important starting point for a career. For all doctoral students, several faculty, in addition to the major advisor, also provide significant advice and guidance. It truly takes a village to support each of the graduates here today. Clemson University is grateful for the efforts of our faculty advisors and proud of the successes that they and our doctoral students achieve together. And now, it is my honor to introduce a strong advocate for graduate education and for faculty, a national leader in higher education, an inspiration to all of us, and fortunately for us, the president of Clemson University, Dr. James P. Clements, who will officially confer today's degrees.
Well, thank you, Dr. Jones, and thank you for the great job you are doing as our Executive Vice President and Provost. Will you please help me thank him for his incredible leadership? Well, good afternoon. Go Tigers. Go Tigers. All right. I'm honored to be here with you on this very special day. Welcome to our doctoral hooding ceremony. Let me start just by saying to all who are graduating today, I'm really, really proud of you. And I'm thrilled that we are together today to celebrate you as you walk across this stage and properly mark this important achievement in your life. You did it. You made it to the finish line. Today we celebrate your hard work and your accomplishments and the value and the importance of graduate education at Clemson. We recognize the contributions that you've made through your studies and your research that is driving innovation and generating new ideas and expanding the knowledge base of Clemson and the world. As you very well know, doctoral education is a very lengthy, challenging, and demanding process. Only 1.4% of the U.S. population has earned a doctorate. So you deserve a round of applause just for that. You did it. But you also had a lot of help and a lot of support along the way. So let's take a moment to recognize the family members and friends who nurtured you and who supported you and who helped to make this day possible. To all of the moms and the dads, the spouses, the grandparents, the children, the siblings, the aunts, the uncles, and the friends and mentors who are here with you today, you honor us and these graduates with your presence. We owe each of you special thanks for the important role that you played in helping these amazing scholars achieve this remarkable goal. Would you please help me thank all of those who are here to support you? I also want to recognize and thank our very talented faculty and dedicated staff whose commitment to excellence helped to ensure your success here at Clemson. I would like to ask our faculty and staff to please stand and accept our deep thanks. I would also like to extend my congratulations to any faculty or staff member who have furthered their education and who are receiving their doctoral degrees today. In preparing for today's ceremony, I thought back about my own academic experience. I remember my elementary school teachers calling me professor when I was in the 2nd grade. And they said that because I was a very serious student and I wanted to help others learn the subject matter. I remember my first day as an undergraduate student, sitting in the classroom, listening to my professor and knowing that was exactly what I wanted to be. That was and still is my dream job. Little did I know at that time just how much effort and hard work it would take to qualify for my dream job. And I remember one of the most important lessons I learned from my parents, and that was the importance of a college education. My parents didn't have the opportunity to go to college due to financial constraints, but they did instill in me and my 3 older siblings the value of a quality education. They urged us to be passionate about the transformational, life-changing power of education. We were the first generation in my family to go to college, and we were taught that education was the path to a better life, not just for an individual, but for society as a whole. And we listened. Between me and my 3 older siblings, we actually earned 11 college degrees, including 7 graduate degrees and 1 honorary doctorate. I believe one of the proudest days for my parents was the day that my brother and I received our PhDs side by side on stage. And to this day, that is one of my most favorite memories. And today there are 2 brothers, actually identical twins. Yes, wow. Rohith and Roshan Venkatakrishnan, who are both graduating today with their PhD in human-centered computing. I would like to ask Rohith and Roshan to please stand and be recognized. If you think about it for a minute, being in the same field, working under the same faculty advisor, publishing under the same last name, graduating on the same day, and being identical twins could be a great future case study for either a geneticist or a psychologist. So congratulations to Rohith and Roshan, and to each and every one of you graduating today. I hope that today is a day that all of you treasure and all of you look back upon for many years to come. You demonstrated incredible courage. You demonstrated incredible determination to earn your PhD. You worked on your doctorate through an unprecedented global pandemic. Many of you have children, spouses, parents, or other loved ones you had to care for during this journey. You had jobs or research assistantships, which also required your time and your attention. Some of you are also first-generation graduate student like I was, and earning a PhD isn't a quick process. It's a journey, as you know, that takes many years of your life, and usually in a season of life where there's a lot of change. It's not easy to do what you just did. It's not easy to earn a PhD. As I mentioned earlier, only 1.4% of the population of the United States has a PhD. When I talk to individuals who recently finished their PhD and ask them to describe their experiences and what helped them to persist and graduate, and they often say it's a testament of perseverance. They just couldn't give up. You didn't give up. They'll say they were determined to make it. You made it. They also say that it can be lonely and that you need a good support system, but ultimately it is you. It is you who has to do the work, you who have to do the research, and you have to put in the time and the effort. It takes determination and it takes courage. You are each determined and courageous scholars. These traits, they will serve you very well throughout your life. So please, never lose those traits. Unfortunately, one member of your graduating class passed away before receiving her degree. Today, the Doctor of Philosophy in Food, Nutrition, and Packaging Science is awarded posthumously to Marlene R. Walker. Dr. Walker was a senior extension agent for Fairfield County with over 20 years of service to Clemson Extension as a coordinator for food and nutrition education programs. And she was a graduate of the Extension Emerging Leadership Initiative. Would you please bow your heads and observe a moment of silence in her memory? Thank you. I would now like to ask the candidates for the doctoral degree to please stand. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my immense pleasure to present to you the doctoral class of 2023. By the authority vested in me by the Clemson University Board of Trustees, I now confer upon you the doctoral degree with all of the rights and privileges appertaining thereto, and as testimony thereof, I present you with a doctorate from the university. Congratulations. You may now be seated. I would ask that you please come forward with your advisor or designee.
College of Agriculture, Forestry, and Life Sciences, Dr. Maslin Ann Green. Dr. Sauno Donwan Harrison, Jr. Dr. Julian E. Nixon. Dr. Salman Naveed. Dr. Jacob William Taylor. College of Architecture, Arts, and Humanities, Dr. Rita Drinkwine. Dr. Zawei Lee. Dr. Anastasia Marina. Dr. Stacy Hope Scott. Dr. Jennifer Duck Brown. Dr. Sheila K. Dodson. Dr. Setunya Makoko. Dr. Sarah Elizabeth Richardson. Dr. Hannah Rose Taylor. College of Behavioral, Social, and Health Sciences, Dr. Erica L. Meadow. Dr. Tyler William Cribbs. Dr. Jacqueline Lucille Dyke. Dr. Alicia Delia Pola. Dr. Farah Tassin. Wilbur O. and Ann Powers College of Business, Dr. Manish Reddy Ajagutu. Dr. Jae-young Kim. College of Education, Jordan Addison Hudson. Dr. Lavanya Nikita Johnson Davis. Dr. Stephanie Renee Piegler. Dr. Michael Andrew Timko. Dr. Parker Morse Andreoli. Dr. Patricia Maria Gosnell. Dr. Kyra Michelle Lobbins. Dr. Georgia Louise McCown. Dr. Robert Michael O'Hara. Dr. Elizabeth Macaulay McDonald. College of Engineering, Computing, and Applied Science, Dr. Patrick Christopher O'Donnell. Dr. Elida Ates. Dr. Juan Carlos Carrillo Garcia. Dr. David Bamoun Penzon. Dr. Joshua Caleb Art. Dr. Joshua O. Osuafa. Dr. Chungjun Wu. Dr. Siddharth Jatendra Murati. Dr. M. Sabir Salek. Dr. Douglas Everson. Dr. P. Hsu. Dr. Sami Azad. Dr. Manu Srivastava. Dr. Evelyn Abigail Boyd. Dr. Stephen Taylor Hidalgo. Dr. Becky Ann Tugman. Dr. Gavin Lawrence Gleesman. Dr. Rohith Venkatakrishnan. Dr. Roshan Venkatakrishnan. Dr. Joshua Michael Biro. Dr. Lucky Cho. Dr. Ibrahim Ozan Yomazler. Dr. Jack Harrison Duffy. Dr. Shao Jing. Dr. Randall Ty Snipes. Dr. Abdulrahman Ashraf Abdul Wahab Amin. Dr. Shoaib Ahmed Chaudhry. Dr. Mahmood Kamal Raihan. College of Science, Dr. Garrett Wade Buzzard. Dr. Chase Thomas Kinsey. Dr. Peng Xiong. Dr. Joseph Hess, Jr. Dr. Claudia Victoria Lopez. Dr. Sharani Maladinia. Dr. Brock Alexander Miller. Dr. Apeksha Rajamantrilagi. Dr. Perry Logan Kez. Dr. Rebecca A. McPherson. Dr. Alexander Lynn Joyce. Dr. Ava Murphy. Dr. Scott Randall Scruggs. Dr. Dewey Vargan. Dr. Samako Anandagoa. Dr. Richard Harnden Maddish. Dr. Anirudhu Pan. Dr. Yang Yang.
All right, how about another round of applause for our newest doctors? And I apologize, but I have to do this. Rohith and Roshan, would you please come up with your faculty advisor so you can stand side by side on the stage and get a picture with me and the provost? Would you please come back up? All right, everyone in here worked really hard. How about another round of applause for our newest doctors? We know that you will make us proud. And more importantly, we know that you will make a positive difference in the world. I hope that your Clemson experience has been everything that you hoped it would be. And hope that we instilled in you the core values that we hold so dear: integrity, respect, diversity, patriotism, excellence, and self-reliance. I hope that we challenged you and inspired you to think critically and to be engaged with your community and the world. You just earned your doctorate from our Carnegie Tier 1 Research University, a very prestigious group of universities in the United States, classified as having the highest level of research activity. You leave this university with exceptional academic credentials. And I again encourage you, use your talents and your education to make a positive difference. Some of you earned your undergraduate degree or your master's at Clemson, so you already know that a Clemson degree is highly regarded around the globe. And you know that the Clemson family is something very special and very real. For those of you who earned your previous degrees at another institution, today you become a Clemson alumnus and you join a family with more than 180,000 living members around the world. All of you are forever connected to this great university, to this community of scholars, and to every single member of the Clemson family. And as part of the Clemson family, I want to challenge you to be the supportive friend, the loving family member, and the same type of caring mentor for someone else, just like you had during your educational journey here at Clemson. And I ask again that you use your incredible knowledge that you have gained and the research that you performed to make a positive impact on others. Congratulations again, doctors, and go Tigers!
Will you please stand and join in singing the Clemson alma mater? Please remain standing for the recessional of the stage party, followed by the graduates. You are dismissed after the graduates exit the auditorium.